this is David. I'm here from concertblogger.com. We're here with Quincy Mumford of Quincy Mumford and the Reason Why. You have a new album that just came out, and we're here to talk to you about it a little bit, and what you got going on. First question is, how did you find a guitar in your hands for the first time as a child?
It's about 9 years old, and I started playing guitar. I just grew up listening to music. My dad was a big reggae and rock and roll fan, so I grew up listening to lots of music and started playing guitar when I was 9. When I was about 13, I started realizing that I had somewhat of a voice that I could try and apply to some music, and started writing some songs, and released my first album when I was 16.
16, wow, that's crazy. How did you decide to become so serious about your music so early in life? I mean, most 16-year-olds are worried about their PlayStation games or chasing girls or something. How did you become so serious about music so early in life?
I guess I became serious about music. Originally, it was I just wanted to have some music. I had music that I had written, and I wanted to document it. So I wanted to put it on a CD, and I didn't really know how to go about doing that. I met a guy who really liked it and believed in what I had to offer, at such a young age. So he said that, I want you to write a couple more songs, let's make a full album. And I did, and from there I realized that I had, a little bit of talent where I can apply it, and I just tried to keep going at it. And more records came, more dates came, and then it just grew from there.
Awesome. Now you have a band, you guys are really tight. How did the band come together?
I started as a solo musician, and then it built into a trio, and from there it built to a 5-piece. A couple members came in and out, but right now our bass player, I've been friends with since the 4th grade, keyboard player, I met through a concert we played, and we were looking for keyboard players at the time, so she came up and said, hey, I play the keys, and we auditioned her, and loved her sound, and she came into the band. I think she was 16 at the time too. She was pretty young, and our guitar player now had been filling in for us for the past 2 years, and once our other guitar player left, it just made more sense for Mike to kind of come into the role and start playing guitar full time. And our drummer is actually from Italy. He went to school, music school, collective music school in Manhattan with our bass player. So we're looking for a new drummer at the time, and Brian, our bass player, suggested Davide to play drums, and he tried out for us, and we just love the sound. He's been playing with us for the past couple months.
Awesome, cool. How you have this new album coming out? It's Only Change. Just came out yesterday. It's on available on iTunes. How did you? I should say, you have all very good musicians. How did you collaborate? How do you collaborate to craft a new songs for the new album? Is it like you write the songs, or is it a band collaboration, or how does that work?
I think it always kind of starts with me, but a lot of times I do collaborations with all different artists, whether it's people in my band or it's just other musicians, friends of mine that I happen to know and say, hey, you want to write a song? So it kind of comes from all over, including the producer. I did a little collaboration with the producer, Ken Kluger, who's in the bands Wilco and Uncle Tupelo back in the day, and so I wrote some music with him. So it really just comes from all over. It normally stems from me, but I do a lot of collaborations. And this past album, I did a lot more collaborations with the band than I've ever done before, and also a lot more just completely 100% me songs as well. So it was a bit of everything.
Yeah, I saw that you had Jerry Rowe from Katie Lang's band and David LeBrewer.
David LeBrewer, yeah.
LeBrewer, from John Mayer, yep. And Aubrey Freed from the Black Crowes and Sheryl Crow's band. And how was that to work with some of those musicians that have been, on the road for so many years, been doing this for so long? And what did you get from them? What could you, what were the lessons you learned from them, I guess?
It was a pretty humbling experience, working with such incredible and notable musicians that, I've been touring around the world before and I've done all these crazy things. To play alongside of them was definitely a humbling experience. Yeah, well, to work with, these musicians that have done such awesome things, you know, tour all around the world and play with, you know, great musicians like John Mayer and the Black Crowes and Sheryl Crow. It's a very humbling experience, you know. I learned a lot from them, from playing alongside from them, and to see what they can do. And it's just amazing because they'll just walk into a room and immediately know what to do. They'll hear the song down once, and you put a chord chart in front of them, and they immediately just know, depending on what the sound is, exactly how to execute it. And that was cool for me, you know. It's just great to see that people can just do something like that. It's unbelievable.
You've placed a bunch of songs in commercials. Does that affect how you write a song? Do you think about its commercial appeal, or the song just happens to fit into something and so no thought given?
I think it's just more about writing the song first, and you know, if people like it later or feel like it's commercially appealing, then that's up to them. But I think the song definitely comes first, and if it works out, it works out.
Cool. You've had some life-changing experiences that went into the making of this album, and you've stated that you were able to mesh all of your influences into one complete piece of work finally for the first time in your career. Is it fair to say that this is the first real peek into who you really are as a musician?
I think so. I think, yeah, it's like you said, it's really the first time that I've created an album that is more of a story rather than just a bunch of songs that are placed into an album together. And I think a lot of things that are going through my life at that time made it more possible and more interesting to be able to create an album that feels like a whole, the constant theme of change. You know, the album's called The Theme of Change. So.
Yeah, I think that when people can connect to it on a more emotional level, it seems like that's, you know, that's really what it comes down to. So you can hear a good pop song or a good song, and okay, that's a nice song. But when you can actually connect to it on an emotional level of, hey, I've been through something like that, or what have you, that people really take it more to heart, and they'll listen to that song over and over again whenever that situation comes up or something of that nature. So that's pretty cool. It's something that, you know, people are going to be going back to.
Yeah, I think that was the cool thing about this album too, is because it started with just me, and you know, and all these things that I was going through. But the way that I wrote it was in a way that it could be general for people that were listening, could help them go through the change, you know.
Yeah,
whatever
cool.
they're going through at that time.
Awesome. So you have a month-long tour coming up, all over the country almost. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Silly question. Softball question.
Yeah, no doubt. I love being on the road and touring. It's cool to wake up in a new place every morning and to meet new people and to
Is that your favorite part about being on the road?
Probably just meeting new people, you know, and getting to hang out in new cities and just moving on to the next place. You know? I've always loved traveling before becoming, you know, a touring musician. So to be able to tour and to do what I love and to see the places is pretty cool.
Really cool. Cool. All right, last question. This is the one I asked all my interviewees. What's something about yourself that you'd like your fans to know that most don't know? Is there something that you have, some hidden talent, or something that people don't really know?
I guess it's not everybody knows, but I'm big into like outdoor type of things. You know, I love spending time up in Vermont. I got a house up there. My family does. I love, you know, hiking and spending a lot of time outdoors. I surf a lot and skateboard and snowboard and like to do extreme type sports, I guess you could say. I was never really good at regular sports, so just sticking to the extreme type of sports is a big hobby of mine that I do quite often.
Awesome, cool. Well, this has been Quincy Mumford of Quincy Mumford and the Reason Why for conceptblogger.com. And thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you out there on the road this month and then into the future.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.